our senior politics reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo is at Luthuli House in Johannesburg, and she is going to be in conversation with the ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe. Ziyanda, a very good afternoon to you. Now, we've just had the briefing from Pule Mabe outlining the way forward for the African National Congress and also discussing this leaked document, the recommendations by the Integrity Commission. What do we make of what the spokesperson for the African National Congress had to say this afternoon?
Well, Tammy, I can tell you that the long and short of Mr. Mabe's briefing this afternoon is to say that the ANC Secretary General is going nowhere for now. And I'm just going to jump straight to Mr. Mabe. Thank you so much. In no uncertain terms, then, let's be clear. As the ANC, you are quite taken aback by the fact that this report has been leaked. And seemingly, you are saying you're not going to be put under pressure to have the SG step aside, even though that Integrity Commission report says with immediate effect.
Well, Ziyanda, just to be clear, I don't think that there is nowhere where we said the SG is going away or going nowhere. I think what I really spoke to was the issue that has got to do with ANC processes. Because if we do not give context to the statements we make, we're going to confuse society. So we don't have to confuse society. The ANC has got its own processes. Here is a report that is doing rounds across social media platforms. We do not know how the report landed there, but we are aware that the Integrity Commission has concluded its work. We did indicate that actually it's there in the statement we issued, that early next year, when we have our own NEC, we'll also be meeting with the Integrity Commission. Part of the issues that would have to be raised is the manner in which these important reports find themselves out in the public before they could be processed. I think it's a very important issue. The ANC adopted its own communication protocols, and those protocols are expected to guide and govern how various structures of the ANC are expected to deal with issues of communications out in the public. Because how we communicate should help us drive the unity and renewal project in a manner that brings all of our people together.
Okay, if I could then jump in here, let's clear up any confusion that there might be. The ANC Secretary General is going to remain in his position up until the ANC, NEC, and the Integrity Commission meet. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he remains in that position because, just to also remind you, it's not what I'm saying. The statement issued by the NEC indicated that officials of the ANC must finalize guidelines on the notion of step aside. This was spoken in August. It was reiterated again in the last National Executive Committee. So there is no confusion.
But the confusion lies with the fact that in that Integrity Commission report, it says step aside pending the finalization of those guidelines. And to be fair, there hasn't been a consistent application of this. For an example, in eThekwini, Zandile Gumede had to step aside. But on this instance, the ANC SG gets to stay in his position. When do you apply it? But also, it's very clear. Step aside until we finalize this other process. So why is there an exception when it comes to the Secretary General, seemingly?
Well, the NEC is not going to enter the space of having to respond to reports that landed out in the public without their knowledge. We're not going to do that, unfortunately. When that report serves before the structure of the ANC formally, an engagement will be held and the ANC will communicate on its behalf. It can't, Ziyanda. It doesn't happen like that. Reports don't start flying all over in the public with no one owning their distribution and expect that at that point the NEC must then be seen to say, oh, okay, here we are. It doesn't work like that.
Just as a question of conclusion, but yes, a question of clarity. Under which circumstances then does the ANC call a special NEC because the SCG, the only body that could actually suspend him is the NEC. So under which circumstances does that happen? Because many would have anticipated that for this matter you would have called a special NEC, no?
Well, don't worry about how we convene special NECs. We do so when we deem it fit, when we see it fit, when we see it necessary. I mean, it's festive seasons now. We just held our own last NEC. There is no urgent organizational matter that the NEC is expected to conclude between now and the 1st of January. When we meet in the new year, which is about 2-3 weeks away, we will be able to reflect on all of these issues.
Well, there you have it, Tammy. That's the ANC spokesperson, Pule Mabe. Basically, the ANC Secretary General is staying put for now until the NEC meets again. When that will happen, it's unclear. You've just heard him say a special NEC is called under exceptional circumstances. How they do it, when they do it, he says, well, that's the NEC's prerogative. So in essence, it seems as though the ANC is more, aggrieved by the fact that this report has been leaked. And of course, we know in that particular report, it says the ANC Secretary General must step aside with immediate effect pending the outcome of the process of finalizing the guidelines for the step-aside principle. So certainly this is what's coming from the ANC this afternoon following that integrity report being leaked.
Well, thank you very much, Ziyanda, for that story and also for that conversation with the ANC's spokesperson, Pule Mabe, on the ANC's reaction to the leaked document and their way forward. And in a nutshell, there is no way forward until they say they formally deliberated over this document. Thank you, Ziyanda. Ziyanda is our senior politics reporter out for us at the ANC headquarters in Luthuli House.